Tidyr is a package that allows the user to tidy their data. The package starts off looking at the data in 3 ways. Each column is a variable, each row is an observation, and each value is placed in its own cell. It makes the data easier to work with and allows for a consistent way of referring to variables and observations. To get started, you need to install Tidyr package. Once downloaded, Tidyr provides 4 functions: gather, spread, separate, and unite to help tidy your data. First, we will work with gather. Gather makes the wide data longer by taking multiple columns and gathering them into key valued pairs. We will use the example of 3 patients, Martha, Greg, and John, to show you. The original table lists their name and the 2 columns for each drug with their heart rate as the variable. After using gather, our new columns are the drugs and heart rate. So now the drugs are listed as a variable and the heart rate is the second variable. When typing this out, first you put in the dataset name, followed by what you would like to name the columns you're about to gather. Then you put in the names of the columns you would like as your variable. Spread makes long data wider by taking a pair of key value columns and turning them into a set of tidy columns. Pretty much the opposite of what gather does. Look at this example. In the original table, the key variables lists out whether it is cases or people, and the value variable lists out the numerical value. Instead, we would like to create 2 variables called cases and people with a numerical variable stored in them, so that's why we're going to use spread. You will first put in the dataset name, then the name of the columns whose values will be used as the column's heading, then the name of the column whose values will populate the new variable's cells. Separate splits one column into 2 or more columns. If you look at this example, we currently have 1 variable called years, but we would like 2 variables called century and years. So we use separate to separate 19 from the last 2 digits of the year. First you put in the dataset name, the column you like to split, and then put into equals with a vector of the names of your new variables. And then you put sep equals with where you would like the value to be split. Here we wanted to split it after 19, so we put sep equals 2. Unite combines multiple columns into 1 column, so pretty much the opposite of separate. Look at this example. In the table, we have centuries separated from years, but we would like to combine them into 1 whole year. For this, we use unite. First, you put in the dataset name, the name of the new column that will be the combination of all the ones we are combining, and then you put in the names of the columns you would like to combine. Last, we put sep equals, and then in quotation marks, we put what character or value we'd like in between the values of the columns we are combining. For our example, we didn't want any characters in between our numbers, so we put nothing in between the quotes. And with that, you can now tidy your own data.